It's day 5 of the Russian invasion into Ukraine. About 20% of the country is now occupied by Russian forces. Almost the entire far east of the country, the Donetsk and Luhansk regions, occupied by Russian forces. They're closing in the north, to the northwest as well. Russian troops are moving in through Belarus. Belarus is allowing Russia to launch an attack from the north and sort of the west side of Ukraine through Belarus. At least for now, Belarus is claiming that its own military forces have not gotten involved. But I would estimate about 20% of Ukraine has already fallen into Russian hands, and about the same portion in Kiev. So it's mostly the northwestern and northeastern parts of Kiev that have been occupied. And I came across a rather unfortunate tweet by American President Joe Biden. He offered his prayers to the people of Ukraine. If I was in Ukraine right now, the prayers of Joe Biden are worth absolutely nothing. And the fact that he's offering prayers means that there will be no one to save Ukraine. America will not come save Ukraine. Ukraine is on its own. You know, I don't see this ending well for Ukraine. Ukraine will not come out of this conflict in one piece. That is certain. You know, Ukraine will not come out of this conflict happy, prosperous country with its cities and buildings and economic infrastructure and businesses and factories and airports and everything intact. There are two possible ways that this will go. Ukraine will surrender. Option 1, Ukraine surrenders. President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine will likely be killed. I think that he's not going to make it. He is extremely brave. He is, staying in Kyiv and refusing to leave the city. He is target number 1 for the Russian forces, and his family is target number 2. This is stuff that the Ukrainians have intercepted from Russia. So option 1 is that Ukraine surrenders, probably after the president's death, and somebody else would come to power who would want to surrender and maybe keep part of Ukraine independent, maybe in the far west, but probably not. So option 1 is full surrender of Ukraine. And option 2 is that the Ukrainians will turn Kyiv into another Stalingrad or another Baghdad, in which they never, ever give up, and they don't leave when the city is reduced to rubble. They will fight in the rubble. They will fight in the streets. They will be hiding behind, they will be hiding behind walls, behind doors, behind windows, in that urban style fighting that Americans unfortunately experienced in Baghdad, and was the norm in Stalingrad in World War II. But the two options for Kyiv are surrender to the Russians or fight until the city is largely rubble. But at least they have Biden's prayers. You gotta be kidding me with that. Anyways, my heart goes out to the people of Ukraine. I don't have the power to help them. The president does. But it's not looking good for the Ukrainians.